The Wedding of Distinction is brought to you by Woodwinds, award-winning wedding and events venue. Find them online at thewoodwinds.com.
This here is a remarkable,
Welcome to the Wedding of Distinction podcast, a program for the unique bride and groom. The Wedding of Distinction is a concept where brides and grooms want something better. Not just your average wedding. We have the tools to make that happen. Now, here's your host, Mike Fernino.
Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, invited guests, and everybody else. Yes, I'm Mike, and this is the Wedding of Distinction, a program for the unique bride and groom. I love the fact that we can bring you these very special podcasts made to make the whole process of planning a wedding just a little bit easier. Now, I know you've heard the saying, say yes to the dress. And of course, clothes make the man. You know, clothes are a huge part of any wedding day because it's a statement that you make not just to your future spouse or to your guests, but to yourself. Because the clothes that you wear on your wedding day, oh, that's a very special statement that you make to the world, saying, this is who I am today, and this is how I feel. At a recent bridal show held at Woodwinds of Branford, Connecticut, I was fortunate enough to get a table to run the podcast and conduct some great interviews with some fabulous vendors, explaining their talents to all the brides and grooms to be on hand. Today's episode is very special because it's the very first time I'm ever doing a part one and a part two. You call it double trouble if you like. So in part one, I sit down with Lindsey from Ivory Blush and Bridal of Guilford, Connecticut. And Lindsey talks bridal gowns, bridesmaids, fashions, and mother of the bride apparel. This will take care of the ladies listening to the program. So of course, in part two, we talk gentlemen's threads. And I have the pleasure of conversing with Mike from Giovanni Louise Custom Clothing. And that should make the grooms happy, so it's a double dip wedding clothing podcast today on the Wedding of Distinction. Hi, everybody in podcast land. It's Mike from the Wedding of Distinction, and I'm at Woodwinds. The Woodwinds is located in Branford, Connecticut. It's an awesome place. And they are 5-star rated for weddings and have one of the premier reputations in the business, and we are doing a bridal show today. And at this bridal show are many, many, many dignitaries and professionals in the wedding industry, and I happen to be interviewing right now with Ivory and Blush Bridal. And Lindsey is with me, and she's taking a few moments to go over about their shop in Guilford and what they do. Hi, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
My pleasure. So every bride wants to look beautiful.
Yes.
What do you do for the brides to help them get to where they want to be, which is being beautiful on their wedding day?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, so every bride definitely wants to be beautiful. So yeah, we're located in Guilford, right on the main road, easy off of exit 57 in Guilford, right on Boston Post Road. We do bridal gowns, bridesmaid dresses. We do suits and tuxes, accessories, flower girls, junior, so all of like the wedding attire that we do. And we sort of specialize in the experience. So I feel like a lot of brides come in and they're like super nervous, you know, like because it's the first time ever trying on a garment that they've never ever worn before. So a lot of brides come in like a little bit intimidated and nervous, and it's totally normal. So our sort of approach to wedding gown shopping is to make the experience most of all fun, but like a comfortable environment. So, we have a good time. We play games, we include their guests, it's kind of like a relaxed atmosphere. So I feel like, to answer your question, I think a bride will feel most beautiful when she's comfortable in her attire and she, had a good experience with the place that she's choosing her wedding gown. So, and have a good selection of gowns, because every bride's different.
Well, so we'll start with, I know you do the bridesmaids and you even do the tuxedos, but we'll start with the bride.
Yeah.
Let's talk about lead time and what it's like in 2025. Maybe it's changed a little bit. I know that after the pandemic, getting bridal gowns was pretty difficult.
Yeah.
What's it like these days? How much time does a bride need from finding that dress to ordering it and then having it customized?
Yeah, so there were definitely a lot of supply chain challenges during and after the pandemic, but things have definitely cooled down and things are, pretty much back to normal. So regular lead time, and what we suggest is getting your wedding gown 9 to 12 months prior to your wedding date. That would be considered like non-rush. Typically, if you're 7-8 months is okay, but once you kind of get within 6 months, you're kind of hitting the rush territory. So I like a year in advance because then it gives you a year to plan everything else, because it's like besides the venue, that's like the big purchase, right?
I would have to say so.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is as a professional wedding DJ, and having been in this business a long time, I'm noticing a lot more last minute people. I'm not talking last minute booking the DJ.
Yeah.
I'm talking last minute planning their weddings.
Yeah. I think people are getting engaged a little bit older these days, and they don't want to wait,
What do you do with a bride that comes in? Okay, my wedding's in 3 months.
Yeah.
What can you do for that bride?
A lot of the designers we have offer in-stock options. We have sample sale. There's options. There's options for them. Don't worry.
2025, what is the color and, or should I say the color and the style that is in right now for bridesmaids dresses?
Bridesmaids, okay. Yeah, bridesmaids, okay. Maybe not color. Well, black is always very popular, but fabric. So the trend for 2025 is satin dresses. That's the big trend. Colors all over the place. Black is popular. Champagne's popular. The sage greens for springtime. Rusty oranges, burgundy for fall time. It's all over the place.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Except one thing I have not seen is the multicolored rainbow bridesmaids recently.
We're not bringing the 80s back. No,
oh, no. Haven't seen that
now
in a long
they call it ombre, so like they'll do like different shades of the same color, like monochromatic, like navy, slate blue, light blue, a floral blue. Yeah. No, we're not bringing the rainbow back.
How about the guys? What's, are we doing the...
Depends on the girl.
The powder blue tuxedos from the 70s?
No, I don't even have that option, actually. No.
And
burgundy, that's a big one for fall, because fall weddings, I'm sure as a DJ September, October has like
in Connecticut,
totally like killed June and July. Still popular, obviously, wedding dates this summer.
We get a lot of teachers that get married over the summertime.
Yeah.
That's popular with them.
Yeah.
How much lead time with tuxedos and for the guys?
So the partners we use Generation Tux. As long as the guys have ordered their suit 1 month before the wedding, they will have it delivered to them 2 weeks before the event. So short lead time.
Are you finding people are more casual? Because what I have seen, of course, with barns and in backyard weddings, a lot of the pandemic changed a lot of things. I've also noticed that there is much more of a propensity for people to be casual. I'm seeing a lot of people wearing sneakers. The guys wearing sneakers at weddings. What are you seeing out there?
Okay, so casuals is the word, right? But I always use the word relaxed. Like, oh, your wedding has a little bit more of a relaxed feel. Still fancy, it's still a wedding. You're still wearing a bridal gown. Maybe you have Converses underneath, and maybe the groom has Converses or whatever. But a little bit more of a kind of like a non-stuffy, relaxed sort of vibe overall with the wedding. And I think the barn, like the barn venues and the outdoor backyard weddings, there's a lot of grass, so it's easier.
Oh, yeah. And how are you able to assist the mother of the bride and the parents as well?
Yeah, moms. We get a lot of mothers of the bride. We've got special occasion dresses, not just for bridesmaids, but if you have galas, proms, moms. Yeah, moms don't want to look matronly these days, so our dresses are not matronly. And we have a couple here. We brought some to the wedding showcase today, so that because a lot of moms are going to accompany the daughters today. So
I was going to say moms don't look like they used to anymore.
No, they don't. No.
Now, how about what's the wildest wedding dress that you've ever been a part of?
Okay, so I did a Harry Potter themed wedding on Halloween a couple years ago.
Awesome.
So it was like themed with like elf ears and blood and dark reds and black wedding gown. Yeah.
As far as
to each their own. Everybody looked beautiful. They were great people. It was so fun.
Everybody's got their own thing.
Yeah.
How about restoration of the gowns? Do you get involved in that, or do you recommend a way of taking care of that gown after the wedding itself?
Yeah, we offer preservation and gown cleaning. So we have a company that we work exclusively with that pick up the gowns once a week, and within about 2 weeks, the gown is ready. They ship it right to the customer.
Do you ever find where bridesmaids come in after the wedding and have the dresses altered? So instead of looking like a wedding gown, it's more of a formal gown?
Yeah, definitely the bridesmaids dresses, because they've become a lot more less bridesmaidsy, if you will. They've become more like everyday, like, special occasion dresses that afterwards you can cut into a midi or a short dress and have it in your closet. Yeah.
Resources, where, I know Pinterest, but where are brides going today to get ideas for what they want to wear? Or is it just come into the shop, see what's on, and then go in and try them? What do you think?
I think the initial, like, I'm engaged, yay, I want to start looking for dresses all online. Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, just searching the internet, getting ideas, looking at pictures, and then once they're at that point where they're ready to try on, it's then a little bit more of the bridal shops near me and then coming in and trying on their different shapes and styles. Hi.
And we're live here, folks. Well, not to the people listening, but I'm live right now. What's a typical wedding dress go for now, as far as the average, not the the $5,000 or $10,000 job, but
yeah, I mean, gowns are going to range from like very inexpensive to crazy expensive. I find personally our gowns, the majority of our dresses are $1,500 to $2,500. I find that most brides that we talk to, their budget is around $2,000. Some a little more, some a little less, but pretty reasonable. I feel like is the $2,000 is that kind of price point.
So that's a good number to shoot for. And if you would please speak to why it is not a good idea to order a wedding gown online. I'm sure you've encountered the fix.
Yeah, a lot of online cheaper wedding gowns are actually made with plastic that if we steam them or iron them, they will literally melt under our iron. We've had people come in with veils bought on like Amazon and, can you steam this or iron this for me? And so unethically made. There's a lot of reasons. False pictures. Had people buy a gown that looks beautiful online, they get it in, and it's just the construction of it is just not up to par.
So let's talk about the salon is located in Guilford.
Yep.
What are the typical hours, and how can they make an appointment with you?
So we are open Tuesday through Sunday. We always accept walk-ins, but we prefer appointments, especially for brides. We are open 11 to 5. We are open late on Thursday nights. We do 5:30, 6 p.m. late appointments. Sundays, which is a very popular day for a lot of places to be closed. We are open on Sundays, closed Mondays. You can book your appointment right online. Website Ivory and blushbridal-ct.com.
So that you can't get your bridal gown, you can't get your pizza on Monday, but then come out on Tuesday and they're going to open up again.
Or Sunday, yeah.
And finally, social media, you're all over the place, right?
Yep. You can find us on Instagram at Ivory and Blush Bridal CT, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest. Yeah.
Amen.
Yes.
I wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you for having us.
You've got a whole display. Are you going to be doing models at the show today?
No models today, but we've got some beautiful model mannequins. We have a couple of our favorite dresses on there, and then we have a couple racks that the guests today can peruse through. So we're excited to show our new collections. Get some more business.
Yeah, and that's why it's so much fun to come to a bridal show.
Yeah, this show, the Woodwinds Wedding Showcase, this is a good one. This is a fun one, yeah.
Go out there, go get them.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here.
All right.
You are listening to the Wedding of Distinction live, sort of live, from the Woodwinds Bridal Show.
We'll be right back with the podcast, but first, this. We hope you are enjoying the podcast. Your Wedding of Distinction host, Mike Fernino, is a 30-year veteran of the wedding industry as a professional DJ and master of ceremonies. As the founder of Music in Motion Entertainment, Mike has worked with thousands of couples over the years, creating dynamic and exceptional events that stand out in the eyes and ears of the wedding guests. Music in Motion is a full-time professional wedding service based in Connecticut and serving the surrounding states, also offering photography, custom lighting design, videography, photo booth, and live classical and jazz musicians. Call 203-627-9600 and ask for their wedding e-brochure or visit their website at musicandmotionentertainment.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mike with the Wedding of Distinction. We are at the Woodwinds Bridal Show. As you can probably hear all the hustle and bustle in the background. There's a gathering of lots and lots of wedding vendors and professionals here, and so it's kind of an advantage for me because I've got people to interview with. And right now I've got Mike from I'm going to say that again, Giovanni Louise Custom Clothing.
You got it, Mike.
There we go. See, 3 times I get it, you know. And he is actually, you can't see because this is an audio program, but he's sporting a remarkably purple, like a wine-colored, I'm very envious. That is really nice. So obviously you gentlemen are in the business of making the guys looking good.
That's right.
For their wedding. So talk a little bit about the service and how long have you been in operation?
Yeah, so we've been in business for about 4 years. We actually started as a mobile business where we would go to the client's home or their office. We would bring the fabrics with them, get to know them a little bit and what their vision was for the big day and what they kind of had in mind for what they're going to wear for the big day. And then we help them pick the perfect fabric. We go through a customization process to make sure that the garment reflects their unique personality and their unique love story as a couple for their big day. And then we jump into a very detailed measurement process. We make the garments 100% from scratch by hand for that client specifically as a one-of-one, so to speak. So, you know, what we do is certainly not for everyone. Our clients are typically people who have a tough time finding suits or clothing in general that fit them. They're always uncomfortable and they're kind of fighting with their clothes. Or, you know, they're looking for a really unique color or a material kind of similar to what I have on today that they just can't find in the big box stores or at the rental stores, or they just really value quality. So again, we're by appointment. We get to know the person, very personalized experience, and we make sure that the garments that they are wearing on their big day reflect their personality, but also makes them feel like $1 million, and you know, they feel the way that they should on their wedding day.
I cannot tell you how many times as a wedding DJ, and I work with my bride and my groom, and the groom comes in very annoyed. He's not comfortable in his tux, or his wedding party, this didn't come in or that didn't come in. This is not the right size. They had a nightmare scenario. I'm not going to mention any names.
Of course not.
You know, but the fact that you make these garments custom, very intriguing. Very intriguing. So, is this just for the groom, or is this for the entire wedding party as well?
No, this is for everybody who values quality, right, and wants to invest in themselves and in their wardrobe. So about 75% of the time, we're just doing the groom suit. You know, typically the bride and the groom are dictating the color and the style that the groomsmen are going to be wearing.
Right.
So they don't really want to make that sort of an investment in the wedding suit when it's not their wedding. So we'll work with the couple to make sure that we refer them to a rental partner to make sure that they're in good hands and they get taken care of the way that they need to for the groomsmen. In other cases, if the groomsmen like the color of the suit that the bride and groom have chosen, and maybe they don't own a nice suit and they have a lot of weddings coming up that next year and it makes sense for them, then we do the entire wedding party and we really make an experience out of it. So just like when the bride goes to get her dress and they bring their friends or their mom or their grandma and they're drinking champagne and you know they celebrate saying yes to the dress, we want to also emulate that experience for the guy. So, you know, being by appointment only, we are able to focus specifically on them. We have a full bar in our showroom. We have a pool table and a poker table, so they can bring their groomsmen with them. They can bring their dad and their best friend, and they can help them pick the fabrics and customize the suit. You know, maybe have a soda or have a beer and watch the football game on, and really, you know, enjoy the experience together.
It sounds like a really nice experience, and I must say to the grooms out there, it's not always just about the bride. I mean, it's okay, guys, to be a diva for one day.
It absolutely is. It absolutely, and you want to look good on her arm, right? You know, the bride, she's going to look like $1 million. We know that, but that doesn't give the groom the right to slack off and not put his best foot forward for the big day. And so it's becoming much more popular for guys to invest in their wardrobe, not only for the wedding, but then they get to use this suit. They get to wear it in the future to other weddings, to business functions, you know, when they're traveling, and really get the most out of their investment.
I love this. So what is the typical process from the beginning of the creation of the concept to the delivery of the product?
So typically, you know, after someone comes in for an appointment usually takes about an hour and a half, and then we get started on crafting the garments right away. We typically tell people it'll be about 8 weeks before the garments are complete. Once the garments are complete, we reach out to them. We schedule a time for them to come back into the showroom. We want to see them try everything on and make sure that it came out the way that it's supposed to. We have a very detailed process that we go through to make sure that the garment fits them properly. But of course, they're the one wearing it. We want to make sure that they're comfortable as well, and they like the way that they look. So we get a lot of feedback from them. We make sure that they're happy with how everything came out. If there's any minor adjustments that we might want to make, certainly nothing major because we're making this specifically from them, and our measurement process is so detailed. But if there is a minor adjustment that we want to make, we take care of that in-house. It's included in the price, and we get that done very quickly for them. So we can be from start to finish in 6 to 8 weeks for a suit or a tuxedo.
And I'll paint the verbal picture for the listeners of the program as I'm sitting next to Mike here. His suit fits perfect. I mean, it's like, that's a custom look for you right there.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah.
Let's talk about the evolution of the tuxedo, okay? Because back when I got started as a DJ in the 80s, we were wearing bow tie and cummerbund, believe it or not. And then it evolved to the button covers. And I'm so happy to see the resurgence of the bow tie. But what's in for 2025?
So just to touch on the bow tie, guys, there's a lot of rules in menswear, okay, and not all of them are important. Rules are meant to be broken. There's one rule that's important, is if you are going to wear a tuxedo for your wedding, you must wear a bow tie. No neckties with a tuxedo, guys. But coming back for this year, skinny suits, you know, really skinny trim-fitting suits are out. That doesn't mean that oversized and baggy is in. I know we're seeing that from some of the celebrities and the athletes. Our house style is more of a timeless fit, kind of in between a trim and a traditional style. So no matter you're wearing it now or you're wearing it 10 or 15 years from now, you're still going to look like $1 million. We have certain clients that prefer a little bit of a trimmer fit or a little bit of a roomier fit, and that's the beauty of custom, is we're able to tailor the experience and the finished product specifically to their preferences and their desires.
Are you still seeing the no socks thing?
The no socks thing, we're not seeing quite as much of it. A lot of these guys, you know, if they're going to do the no sock thing, they need to make the pants a little bit longer. We shouldn't see your whole calf, guys. We just barely want to see, you know, the ankle peeking through under the shoe. So, you know, if there's more than a half an inch of your ankle showing, it's just a little bit too much.
Yeah. I can't rave enough about the plum color jacket that you have, but what are the colors that are looking pretty hot for 2025?
Dark green. Dark green has been a very popular color the past couple of years, and even going into 2025. It's not necessarily replaced the navy, but it's become another popular option next to the navy. Someone's looking for something timeless and traditional, but a little bit more modern, a little bit more unique. They'll typically lean more towards a green than your traditional navy. So we're seeing a lot of that, as well as tan and brown suits.
Okay, where's the location of your clients? Is this something where now they have to come in, right? This is not something that they can order it online and you're going to ship it to them. It's very personalized.
They
right?
cannot. We do have a website where they're able to view our process and view a gallery of our work to get an idea of what we're able to do. But our showroom is in Berlin, Connecticut, which is just 10 miles south of Hartford. We're smack dab in the center of the state. So we have clients that come in from New York. We have clients that come from Massachusetts, and we're very accessible and easy to get to for all of those clients. We do typically see about 85% of our clients in the showroom, but we also offer a travel service. So for some clients, a lot of our clients are business executives or they're business owners, and they're just really busy. Time is important to them. So we'll actually come to their house or their office, save them the trip, and do the experience in the comfort of their own home or their workplace.
Nice. Would you please give the listeners of the program all the information about your services, how they can find you?
Yes, absolutely. So you can find us at GiovanniLouise.com. That's GiovanniLouise.com. You can also find us at Giovanni Louise Bespoke on Instagram and Giovanni Louise Custom Clothing on Facebook.
Hey, how about that? And considering the pool table and all the good stuff and the TVs, I'd come over for the Super Bowl if I were you guys.
We would be happy to have you, Mike. I hope you join us.
Mike, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time, Mike. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And you're listening to The Wedding of Distinction, podcast live from the Woodwinds Bridal Show 2025.
The Wedding of Distinction podcast is a production of Music and Motion Entertainment. All rights reserved. Any unauthorized publication of this program is strictly prohibited. For the Wedding of Distinction podcast, I'm Mike Vincent. Happy wedding planning, everybody.